and welcome to Down to Earth. Our question this week is on leaves that are turning yellow and what fertilizer to use from them. First of all, you need to ask yourself a series of questions because fertilizer actually might not be the culprit here on yellow leaves. But let's investigate lack of fertilizer first, the lack of nutrients. If the yellowing is on older, lower leaves or newer upper leaves, you need to decide that first. And overall yellowing or yellowing with green veins, it's another good question to ask yourself. There are two very common nutrient deficiencies in our area, and they are a lack of nitrogen and a lack of iron. It is very rare that other nutrients will be deficient in our soil. A nitrogen deficiency will show symptoms of overall yellowing of the older leaves, and that's because nitrogen is what we call a mobile nutrient. The plant can take nitrogen from its older leaves and send that element to its younger leaves to try to protect itself and keep growing in times of stress. But iron shows up as yellow leaves with green veins on your newer leaves, not on the older leaves. And that's because iron is an immobile nutrient. The plant can't take it from its older leaves and move it to its younger, newer tissue. So most fertilizers do contain nitrogen, but they don't all contain iron. So be sure to read your label closely and look at your plant before you decide what to fertilize with. There are 3 numbers on the front of fertilizers, and they are nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium in that order. Micronutrients such as iron may be found on the back of the label. If your plants are deficient, give them a quick fertilizer boost, such as from a liquid fertilizer. Then go back and compost if you want to provide a lower amount, slower release fertilizer for this season. But don't assume your plant needs fertilizer. Look closely at it. It may not be related to fertilizer at all. It could be many other problems. Too much or too little water, too cold or too hot weather. Our plant this week is Superbena Purple Verbena. It's a great new verbena cultivar. It has really dark green fuzzy foliage and it has an intensely dark purple flower, a very nice contrast in our gardens. It's extremely drought and heat tolerant and it does love full sun. It flowers all summer long with those beautiful purple flowers. They're very long-lasting flowers and they do fall naturally from the plant without looking messy, so this plant does not require deadheading. Do allow room for the plant to spread. It gets up to 4 feet wide. It stays very short though, so it's considered a ground cover. It only gets 6 to 12 inches tall, staying a little more on the short side of that. It does attract butterflies, and it takes off as soon as you put it in the ground and starts to really spread quickly. It doesn't need much fertilizer, but a light application of something slow release or compost is great. It's hardy to 15 degrees, so in hard winters it may be an annual. It also looks great trailing over a wall or a bed or a container. To do in your garden this month, you want to check for aphids. They begin to be more active in the last few weeks with the warming weather. I also check for black spot on your roses and spray those that are prone every 7 to 10 days. But look for black spot because you don't want to spray any of your plants unless you notice a problem. We'd love to hear from you. Visit klru.org/ctg to send us your question or plant of the week from your garden.